Hello everybody from the secret location of AV1 Productions, buried in the middle of the North Georgia mountains somewhere. I don't even know where we are. Anyway, coming up, it's the Region 8 Sports Report. Hello everybody, it's time once again for the Region 8 Sports Report. Coming up for you tonight, we've got highlights from one of the area games in the Region 8. And we've also got all the scores from all the games in Region 8. And we've got the standings. We'll take a look at what their standings are in the regions, all of them, 6 through 1. 6A through 1A, that is. And we'll also give you a look at the schedule, the games that will be played this coming weekend in Region 8. And we're going to start that off with our highlights. And this week we have highlights from Oconee County and Greene County. They played at Oconee County High School in Watkinsville last Friday night. And we've got those highlights for you. And a pretty good game it turned out to be. But once again, the highlight from Greene County and Oconee County. Then afterwards we'll take a look at all the scores from all the teams in Region 8 classification 6A all the way down to 1A. So we'll have that for you coming up here very shortly. Right now it's time for the highlights. Let's go to Watkinsville, Georgia at the Oconee County High School football stadium for the highlights of the game between Oconee County and Greene County. This week's highlights come from Watkinsville, Georgia, where Oconee County Warriors host the Greene County Tigers. Greene County kicks off to start the game. Oconee County's Drew Brady returns the kick to the 32-yard line, but the Warriors can't move the ball, so they punt to Greene County. Greene County can't move the ball, so they punt it back to Oconee County. Rockwest Dowdy brings the ball back to the 27-yard line of Greene County. Still, they can't get the ball moving, so we move ahead into the second quarter. Greene County has a pass from Terrence Williams to Jalen Edwards for a gain of 46 yards. The drive stalls, and Greene County will attempt a field goal. The field goal attempt is 24 yards. It's up, and it's good. And Greene County leads by a score of 3-0. Greene County kicks off to Oconee County, and here comes Rockwest Dowdy, who brings it all the way back for an Oconee County score. The extra point attempt is up and good. And just like that, Oconee County breaks out on top by a score of 7-3. Greene County goes back to work now. Here's a pass from Terrence Williams to Jalen Edwards for 27 yards. Then Devin Wynn carries the ball down to the 16-yard line for Greene County. Oconee County stops Greene County and takes over with a pass from Zeb Nolan to Cordarius Pascal for 8 yards. Greene County back with the ball now. Devin Wynn rips a run out for the Oconee County 45-yard line. But the half will end right there, and we go to the locker room with your score: Oconee County 7 and Greene County 3. Third quarter action now. Devin Wynn starts where he left off with an 18-yard run. But again, the penalties and negative plays push Greene County back into a punting situation. But this time on the punt, Oconee County fumbles, and Greene County recovers on the Oconee County 34-yard line. Devin Wynn rumbles down the field for 23-yard line. And then again, down to the 13-yard line. Looks like Greene County's on the roll again. Terrence Williams goes back to pass into the end zone, but Rockwest Dowdy happens again, and Oconee County gets the interception. Rockwest brings it back out to the 7-yard line, and Oconee County is back on offense. Zeb Nolan passes for 12 yards to Rockwest Dowdy. Then it's time for the big one. Zeb Nolan airs it out to Raquez Dowdy for a 62-yard touchdown pass. The PAT is good, and Oconee County leads now by a score of 14-3. Oconee County gets the ball back. Christian Casey scoots down the field for 30 yards as the third quarter comes to an end. The score after 3 quarters, Oconee County 14 and Greene County 3. In the fourth quarter, Christian Casey gets down to the 20-yard line, but the yellow flag appears again, and Oconee County is back up on their own 45-yard line. Again, Casey around the left side down to the 30-yard line. More laundry, and they move them back even further. Now they're on their own 45, and Zeb Nolan passes to Jamal Davis. Back down to the 33-yard line. Tyler Davis gets down to the 16-yard line. And then Casey takes it down just short of pay dirt down to the 1-yard line. Well, we got so close the last time. Let's try it one more time. Give it to Casey again. A spin move, second effort, and into the end zone for the touchdown. The extra point attempt is good. And we have the final score of Oconee County 21, Greene County 3. Next week, Oconee County hosts East Jackson, and Greene County will be traveling to Oglethorpe County. All right, so there we have it, the Oconee County, Greene County football game. And like I say, it turned out to be a pretty good game. The final score was 21-3, but it really was a lot closer than that. A couple of key plays could have changed the outcome of that game a lot, but it was a very good game. All right, coming up for you next, we're going to take a look at all the scores from all the games played in Region 8, and we'll do that right after this break. We'll be back with those scores coming up next on the Region 8 Sports Report. Back with the Region 8 Sports Report, and it's time to take a look at the list of the games that were played last Friday night, and we've got the scores from all of those, so that's coming up next. So let's take a look at those scores from last Friday night's games. Okay, here we are with Week 5 football scores from Region 8. We're going to start with Region 8 6A. That's Region 8 6A. And the scores from this week: Grayson defeated Parkview by a score of 49-10. Bit of a one-sided deal there. Both teams came into that game undefeated, and Grayson took the victory 49-10. South Gwinnett led 7-0 in the second quarter, but Decula came back to tie the game in the second half, and Decula's DeMarco McGinnis intercepted a South Gwinnett pass and returned it for a touchdown with 57 seconds left on the clock. Decula wins by a score of 14-7. Brookwood defeated Berkmar by a score of 64-6. Talking about one-sided games, that was a tad on the one-sided side. Central Gwinnett turned the ball over 4 times in the first quarter, but somehow managed a 14-7 lead at halftime. Central held on to defeat Shiloh by a score of 26-14. Central's quarterback Micah Maxey passed for 170 yards and 3 touchdowns. Nigel Adams ran 8 yards for the other score. Once again, the final score, Central Gwinnett 26, Shiloh 14. Moving now to Class 8 5A. That's 8 with 5 A's behind it. Marcella Beatty had 104 yards on 18 carries to lead Lanier to a 35-0 win over Cedar Shoals. Appalachia and Gainesville. Gainesville continues on a tear. They defeated Appalachia by a score of 48-0. Winder Barrow and Loganville. This was our close game in this division. Loganville won it by a score of 27-20. Salem quarterback Gerald Walker passed for 312 yards and 3 touchdowns to lead Salem to a 19-7 win over Clark Central. Jonathan Sewell scored Clark Central's touchdown on a 53-yard run, but Salem goes on for the win 19-7. And Flowery Branch defeated Heritage by a score of 45-14. That rounds out the Division 8 5A. Now let's go to 8 4A and take a look at the scores that took place in that region this last Friday night. North Oconee defeated West Hall by a score of 27-7. It was Carrollton over North Hall by a score of 42-3. Quarterback Mick Roof completed 13 of 19 passes for 183 yards. Buford's offense racked up 431 yards total offense, and Buford defeated White County by a score of 49-3. And it was Pickens County over Johnson by a score of 24-14. And that's all the scores from Region 8 4A. Now let's take a look at the scores from Region 8 AAA, and we see to start off with that Elbert County continues to be undefeated. Elbert County defeated Laney by a score of 32-19. It was Oglethorpe County and Hart County. Hart County kind of doubled up on them there. 44-22 was the final score there. It was Morgan County over Monticello by a score of 28-14. Greene County and Oconee County, the game we saw the highlights here of just a few minutes ago. Oconee County won by a score of 21-3, as you saw. Jackson County over East Hall by a score of 34-28. The Panthers are 3-1 this year and on a tear. East Jackson and Franklin County, another one-sided game here. Franklin County 56, East Jackson 21. Talk about one-sided. All right, that takes care of 8 AAA. Now let's move to 8 AA. Greene County, Oconee County, the game we mentioned already that we saw the highlights on, 21-3 the score there, Oconee a winner. Oglethorpe County and Hart County, we mentioned that one already, 44-22 Oglethorpe County and Hart County. Hart County won that game. Putnam County defeated Social Circle, gave them their first loss of the year. Putnam County 40, Social Circle 10. Raven County is on a tear as well. They defeated Riverside Military Academy 42-0. It was Union County in a close one over Fannin County, 37-31. I bet that was a barn burner. And Washington Wilkes and Thompson a winner by a score of 49-6. And that takes care of all the games in Region 8 AA. Okay, moving on to Region 8 Single A, 8A. And take a look at the scores from the games that we had last Friday night in that particular division. It was Prince Avenue Christian School over Athens Christian by a score of 41-7, another one-sided score there. Hebron led 21-0 at the half and went on to defeat Towns County by a score of 35-0. Steve DeBose carried the ball 20 times for 175 yards and 3 touchdowns. Quarterback Troy Allen completed 7 of 10 passes for 92 yards. Once again, the final score was Hebron 35, Towns County 0. Quarterback Drew Richardson hit Wyatt Settles for an 18-yard touchdown pass with 5:55 left to go in the game. That gave Athens Academy a 14-7 win over Commerce Tigers. Richardson threw for 110 yards on the night. Commerce Cole Chansey rushed for 166 yards on 22 carries. The final score once again was Athens Academy 14, Commerce 7. And it was George Walton Academy over Providence by a score of 41-0. And that gets you up to date with all the scores from last Friday night from Region 8 6A all the way down to Region 8 Single A. And that's the scores for this week. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Region 8 Sports Report. We're coming to you from the Region 8 Sports Report studios at AV1 Productions, hidden somewhere in a secret location in the North Georgia mountains. Even I don't even know where we're at. They blindfold me to get me here. But anyway, we're all set to show the standings for all the teams in Region 8 from 6A all the way down to Single A. And now some of those teams have not even played region games yet. You'll see them at 0-0 in their region schedules. But anyway, we have all the regions standings at the present time, and a lot of those teams have played region games, so you'll see some changes in the region standings here. So let's roll the standings, and when we come back, we will take a look at the schedule of who's playing who coming up this Friday night. So let's roll the standings, and then we'll be back with more. Okay, time now to look at the standings, and as we get all geared up and ready for the standings for this week in Region 8 6A all the way down to Region 8 Single A. As usual, we start with Region 8 6A, and we see at the top of the heap is Grayson with a 2-0 region record. Decula also with a 2-0 region record. As you know, the region record is the more important number. Overall is good, but the region record is what gets you into the playoffs. Grayson is 4-0 overall. Decula is 3-1 in the region, or overall rather. Central Gwinnett also 2-0 in the region, 3-1 overall. Parkview at 1-1, 3-1 overall. Brookwood at 1-1 in the region, 1-3 overall. Archer is 0-1 in the region, but 2-1 overall. South Gwinnett 0-2 in the region, 1-3 overall. Shiloh is 0-1 and 1-3, and Berkmar rounds out the list with 0-2 region record and 0-4 overall. And that's the region standings for Region 8 6A. Now moving along to Region 8 5A, if I can get that one pulled up here. And we'll see that Loganville and Lanier and Salem are all tied at the top of the leaderboard here with 3-0 region records. And they likewise also have 4-0 overall records. They're all undefeated at this time. Gainesville is 2-0 in the region, 2-1 overall. Flowery Branch 1-2 in the region, 2-2 overall. Winder Barrow at 1-2 in the region, 1-3 overall. Clark Central is 1-2 in the region, 1-3 overall. Cedar Shoals 0-2 in the region and 0-3 overall. Appalachia 0-3 and 0-4. And Heritage at 0-3 and 0-4 also. So we see that Loganville, Lanier, and Salem are tied at the top here in Region 8 5A. Moving to Region 8 4A, Buford with a 1-0 record, 3-1 overall, and Johnson is tied with them at the top with a 1-0 record. They are 1-3 overall, but still tied for the region right now with a 1-0 records. Stevens County, no region games as yet. They are 2-1 overall. Monroe area, no region games. They are 1-2 overall. North Hall at 1-2. North Oconee also at 1-2. Chastity is 0-3, no region records. And Madison County 0-1 in the region, 0-3 overall. White County also at 0-1 in the region and 0-4 overall. So we see that we have Buford and Johnson tied at 1-0 in the region in Region 8 4A. Moving on to Region 8 3A now. Jefferson and Elbert County both undefeated. They are 4-0 overall. As you can see by all the zeros, nobody has played any region games in this particular classification as yet. So we have Jefferson and Elbert County at 4-0. You have Hart County, Jackson County, and Oconee County each at 3-1. And you have Morgan County at 2-2 and East Jackson at 1-3. But you can look for some changes because apparently there are going to be some region games coming up either this weekend or next weekend at the very latest in these teams right here. Moving to Region 8 AA now. We see that Raven County is 4-1 overall, but 1-0 in region play. Union County also at 4-0, but they haven't played any region games yet. Social Circle 2-1, 0-0 in the region. Greene County 2-2, no region games. Oglethorpe County is 0-4 overall, still no region games. Washington Wilkes 0-4 overall and no region games. Riverside Military Academy 0-3, but they are 0-1 in the region. So the region record is the one that puts you where you are, so that puts them at the bottom, unfortunately. So they are 0-1 in region play. So we see that we have Raven County 1-0 in the region at the top of the region with Union County and Social Circle and Greene County and Oglethorpe and Washington Wilkes still having not played a region game. Moving to Region 8 Single A, 8A, Athens Academy 4-0 overall, 2-0 in the region. Prince Avenue 3-0 overall, 2-0 in the region, so that puts the two of them tied for the region lead right now. Commerce at 2-2 overall, 1-1 in the region. Hebron Christian 3-1 overall, 1-1 in the region. George Walton at 1-3 overall, 1-1 in the region. Towns County 1-3 overall, 1-1 in the region. Lakeview Academy 1-2, 0-1 in the region. Providence at 0-3, 0-1 in the region. And Athens Christian 1-3 overall and 0-2 in region play. That gets everybody up to date on all the region standings from Region 8A all the way up to 8-6A. Time to take another break now on the Region 8 Sports Report. Give me time to catch my breath, and we'll come back and take a look at this weekend's upcoming schedule of games to be played this Friday night in Region 8. We'll be right back. Now it's time to take a look at this week's schedule and see what games are going to be played this weekend. We got some pretty good matchups coming up, and we're probably about halfway or almost halfway into the season here now. So some of these standings are going to start getting interesting as we get a little closer to the playoffs. But let's take a look at the schedule of the games that are coming up this weekend in Region 8. Looking at the games scheduled to be played coming up this weekend in Region 8, starting with 6A going all the way down to 1A. Starting with 6A, we see that Archer will be at Parkview. Berkmar will travel to Grayson to take on the undefeated Grayson Rams.
South Gwinnett will be at Brookwood. Shiloh travels to Decula to take on the Falcons. And that's the games of 8-6A, moving along to 8-5A now. Appalachia, still looking for their first win of the year, will have a chance against Clark Central, and that'll be at Clark Central High School. Cedar Shoals will be traveling over to Flowery Branch to take on the Falcons. Gainesville travels to Heritage to take on the Patriots. Loganville will be at Lanier, and Salem will travel to Windabero to take on the Bulldogs. And that's the Region 8-5A games. Moving along to Region 8-4A. North Oconee will be at Chestatee. Riverside Military Academy travels to Johnson. Madison County will be at Monroe area. Stevens County travels over to North Hall to take on the Trojans. And those are the games of 8-4A. Now moving on to 8-AAA. East Jackson will be at the Oconee County Warriors in Watkinsville. Elbert County and Hart County will match up this weekend in Hartwell. Jackson County and Jefferson, crosstown rivals from not more than 3 miles apart here. Jackson County and Jefferson, that'll be a big game coming up this Friday. Moving to Region 8-AA now. Greene County will be coming off of their loss to Oconee County. They'll take on Oglethorpe County Patriots. Riverside will be at Johnson of Gainesville. Union County will be at Social Circle. Moving on to Class 8A. Athens Christian will be at Commerce. George Walton will travel to Towns County. Hebron Christian will be at Prince Avenue. Lakeview Academy takes on Providence Christian. And those are the games on the schedule in Region 8 this coming weekend. And it's break time once again. Time for me to sit back, relax, and catch my breath. And we'll come back and wrap it up for you right after this on the Region 8 Sports Report.
Okay, so we got the standings, we got the scores from last week, we got the schedule of the games coming up this coming week, and we've also seen some highlights of a pretty good game this week. All that together, I'd say we had a pretty good show this week. Region 8 Sports Report. So go out and support your local high school football team. Watch a high school football game coming up this weekend. And be sure to join us next week for the Region 8 Sports Report. I'm Buddy Hardigree. Good night, everybody.
Oh, by the way, remember, if you have any questions or comments concerning the program, then by all means let us know. We'll be glad to answer your questions and listen to your comments. If you need to make contact with us, the way to do so is by email. It's av1productions30680@gmail.com. Once again, that's av1productions30680@gmail.com. And of course, there's the regular U.S. mail. You can send any comments to us at AV1 Productions, 1021 Jefferson Highway, Winder, Georgia 30680. Once again, that's AV1 Productions, 1021 Jefferson Highway, Winder, Georgia 30680.